Intro: The Unshakable Mind. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to stay calm, even when the world around you falls to principles? Imagine this. The bills are piling up. Someone you trusted just walked out of your life. Or maybe you're simply overwhelmed by the chaos of everyday life. And yet deep inside you feel still, grounded, peaceful. That kind of unshakable calm isn't a fantasy, it's a practice. And it begins with a timeless truth from the Buddha himself. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. It's easy to look for peace outside through people, possessions, or perfect circumstances. But life doesn't always play fair. The job changes, the relationship breaks, the news overwhelms. And if our inner peace depends on the outside world, we'll always be at its mercy. But Buddhism offers another way, a path to train the mind, to cultivate calm not by running away from life's noise, but by learning how to stand still within it. In this video, we're going to explore 9 Buddhist principles that can transform how you face stress, negativity, and emotional storms. These aren't just ancient teachings written in stone. They're practical tools, gentle but powerful, tested by time and by real people like you and me. You don't need to become a monk. You don't need to move to the mountains. What you need is willingness, a little space to breathe, and a heart that's open to seeing things differently. Because peace isn't found in a silent room. It's found when the noise no longer controls you. So, take a breath. Let's begin this journey together. If you've been craving a deeper kind of peace, the kind no one can take from you, stay with me. These 9 truths may change how you experience every moment of your life. Principles. 1. Breathe to anchor your mind. When life feels overwhelming, our first instinct is often to react. We speak too fast. We worry too much. And before we even realize it, our minds are scattered in every direction, thinking about the past, dreading the future, or lost in what-ifs. But the Buddha taught something beautifully simple. When you breathe in, know that you are breathing in. When you breathe out, know that you are breathing out. It sounds so basic, just breathing. But if done with awareness, it becomes a lifeline, pulling us back from the chaos into the present moment. Try it now. Inhale slowly. Feel the breath entering your body. Exhale gently. And notice how your thoughts begin to soften. Nothing else exists in this moment, just you and your breath. You see, the breath is always there. It doesn't judge. It doesn't rush. It simply invites us home to ourselves. In Buddhism, mindful breathing is a practice called anapanasati, awareness of inhalation and exhalation. And it's not about controlling your breath. It's about watching it. Like observing a wave rise and fall. Like watching clouds pass through a clear sky. One breath at a time, your mind returns to stillness. Not by forcing silence, but by anchoring yourself in something real, something steady, something always with you. In moments of stress, you don't need a solution right away. What you need first is a pause, a sacred second to return to your breath. Because once you're centered, clarity comes naturally. So the next time your heart races or your mind spirals, don't run from the chaos. Just breathe. Because that breath, it's your anchor. And through it, you return home. Message to you from the heart. Your breath is more than a function. It's your doorway back to peace. And with practice, even a single mindful inhale can change your entire day. Principles 2. Reframe negative thoughts. How often do you catch yourself thinking, "This is awful. Why does this always happen to me? I'll never get through this." We've all been there. Our thoughts start small, but they snowball. And before we know it, one single negative moment becomes a dark narrative we replay over and over. But here's a quiet truth from the Buddha. We are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think. You see, thoughts are not facts. They're stories we tell ourselves. And the beautiful thing is, you have the power to rewrite them. What if, instead of spiraling into self-blame or fear, you paused and asked, "What can I learn from this?" Or even, "Is there another way to see this?" Suddenly, the storm starts to pass. Not because the problem vanished, but because you changed how you looked at it. This shift is called reframing. It doesn't deny your pain, it gives it purpose. It's the inner voice that says, "Yes, this is hard, but maybe it's here to teach me strength. Yes, I failed, but what did this moment reveal about what truly matters?" Buddhism teaches that the mind is like a garden. What you water will grow. If you keep watering anger, fear, or doubt, those will bloom. But if you water curiosity, compassion, and understanding, your inner world becomes lighter, more peaceful, and far more resilient. So, when the next negative thought creeps in, pause. Ask yourself gently, is this thought helping me or hurting me? Because in that small pause, you reclaim your power. And here's a quiet invitation. Stay with me till the end of this journey. You might discover that the smallest mental shifts, the tiniest rewrites of your thoughts, can shape the biggest turning points in your life. Message to you, from the heart. Your thoughts don't have to be your enemies. They can become your teachers if you're willing to listen, question, and reframe. Principles 3. Emotional detachment. Letting go without shutting down. Imagine you are standing at the edge of an ocean. Waves rise, and full anger, fear, joy, sadness. They come, they go. But you are not the wave. You are the anchor. Emotional detachment doesn't mean becoming cold or numb. It means learning how to feel without being swept away. So many of us were never taught how to sit with emotions. We suppress them. Or worse, we become them. I am angry. I am broken. I am not enough. But the truth is, you have emotions. You are not your emotions. The Buddha once said, "Attachment is the root of suffering." And often, it's not just attachment to people or things. It's attachment to how we think we should feel. We want happiness to stay forever. We want sadness to disappear instantly. But feelings, like seasons, have their rhythm. You can't force winter to become summer, but you can choose how you walk through the snow. Emotional detachment is choosing to pause when triggered, to say, "I see this anger, but I don't have to act on it." Or, "I feel this sadness, but I don't need to drown in it." It's the wisdom of breathing through discomfort instead of reacting to it. It's the strength of watching the storm without becoming the storm. Letting go is not giving up. It's trusting that peace comes, not from controlling the wave, but from becoming the calm beneath it. So next time you're overwhelmed by emotion, don't ask, "How do I make this go away?" Instead, ask, "Can I sit with this without judgment?" And remember, some of the most powerful healing comes not when you fix the feeling, but when you simply make space for it. Message to you, you are not your emotions. You are the presence that holds them gently, lets them pass, and still chooses peace. Principles 4. Reframe challenges, shifting how we see pain. Let's take a moment and think about this. What if the worst thing that ever happened to you was also the seed of your greatest growth? You see, life rarely unfolds the way we plan. Jobs are lost, hearts break, dreams dissolve. But what if these are not endings? What if they're invitations? Invitations to grow deeper roots, to see life not as something that happens to us, but as something that happens for us. Buddhist wisdom reminds us, we are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think. When something painful happens, most of us ask, Why is this happening to me? But imagine replacing that question with, what is this teaching me? That one shift changes everything. A lost job becomes a chance to rediscover your passion. A broken relationship becomes the mirror you needed to finally heal your self-worth. A failure becomes the lesson that points you toward a better direction. It doesn't make the pain disappear, but it gives it purpose. And when pain has purpose, it becomes fuel, not chains. Let me ask you this. Think of a challenge you've faced recently. What if, hidden within that hardship, was the exact wisdom you needed for your next step? And don't rush to fix or escape discomfort. Sometimes, the healing begins not by asking, how do I get out of this? But by asking, how can I grow through this? Because truthfully, no flower blooms without first breaking through the dirt. So keep watching. You may discover that the smallest shift in perspective can change the entire course of your life. Message to you. When you change how you see the challenge changes you. Make sure to stick around until the end of the video, as you might be missing out on small details that can have a big impact on your future. Principles 5. Let go of what you can't control. Find peace in surrender. Have you ever tried to hold sand in your hand? The tighter you grip it, the faster it slips away. That's exactly what happens when we try to control everything in our lives. We worry about the future. We obsess over the past. We try to fix people, change outcomes, predict every twist of the road. But the truth is, life isn't a puzzle to solve. It's a flow to surrender to. Buddhist wisdom teaches us something simple, yet deeply liberating. Let go of what's gone. Be grateful for what remains, and look forward to what is coming. Just breathe that in. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing the burden of what was never in your hands to begin with. You can't control the storm, but you can learn to stand still within it. You can't force someone to stay, but you can learn to stay present with yourself. You can't change what's already happened, but you can choose how you carry it. One of the most powerful tools for this? Mindfulness, meditation. It's the practice of sitting with reality as it is, without judgment, without grasping, without running. It teaches us that peace doesn't come when everything is finally perfect. It comes when we finally stop trying to control what was never ours to begin with. Imagine standing at the edge of the ocean. Waves crash, winds howl, but instead of fighting the tide, you simply breathe and allow. That's the kind of strength surrender gives you. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to so tightly that it's actually keeping me from peace? Stay with this journey, because in the next lesson, we'll explore how being fully present in the now can transform how you experience your entire life. Message to you, from the heart. Sometimes, peace begins not with a new plan, but with an open hand. Principle 6. Cultivate gratitude, the quiet medicine for the soul. In a world that constantly tells us we're lacking, not successful enough, not fast enough, not happy enough, gratitude is an act of quiet rebellion. It doesn't deny pain. It simply reminds us, even if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. Gratitude shifts the lens. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, we begin to notice the small moments that went right. The warmth of the morning sun, a quiet cup of tea, a kind word from someone who didn't have to say it. These may seem small, but gratitude turns them into treasures. When we pause and give thanks, our mind softens, our breath deepens, and our problems, while still real, no longer feel as heavy. Here's a gentle practice you can try tonight. Before you sleep, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Big or small, doesn't matter. What matters is the noticing. Do this for a week, and you'll start to see your reality shift. Do it for a month, and you'll start to feel your heart shift. You can also express gratitude out loud. Say thank you to someone. Send a message. Leave a note. Not because you have to, but because it reconnects you to what's good. In Buddhist teachings, gratitude is a gateway to joy. Not because everything is perfect, but because we learn to see that, somehow, even in imperfection, there is beauty. Ask yourself, what is something I usually take for granted that I can start appreciating today? And remember, peace doesn't always come from fixing your life. Sometimes it comes from falling in love with the life you already have. Stay with us, because the final lesson is perhaps the most powerful one yet. It's not just about finding peace, but about becoming a source of peace for the world around you. Message to you. Gratitude doesn't change the world, but it changes how you walk through it. Principle 7. Surround yourself with positive energy. Your inner peace depends on it. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the heaviness before a single word was spoken? That's the power of energy. And the people we spend time with, consciously or not, shape our mood, our thoughts, and our path forward. Buddhism teaches us that the company we keep is not just a social choice, it's a spiritual one. An evil friend wounds the mind more than a wild beast. The Buddha, because while a wild animal may hurt the body, a toxic person poisons the mind. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, gossip, complaining, fear, comparison, it's like standing in a smoky room and expecting to breathe fresh air. So ask yourself, who in your life leaves you feeling lighter after a conversation? Who reminds you of your worth, even when you forget it yourself? These are your Kalyana Mittayar noble friends. The ones who walk the path with compassion and clarity. Not perfect, but honest. Not always cheerful, but always kind. And if you haven't found such people yet, become one. Be the friend who listens deeply. Be the one who encourages growth instead of judgment. Your energy, too, is medicine. Here's a gentle reminder. You don't need to burn bridges in anger, but you can quietly walk away from those who dim your light. Protect your peace like a sacred flame, because when you are surrounded by warmth, your soul remembers how to bloom. And before we close, take a breath and reflect. Are there people in your life who pull you off balance? And are there others, maybe quiet, maybe rare, who lift your spirit when you least expect? Seek them, nurture them, and in doing so, you nurture yourself. Message to you. You've just walked through 7 timeless teachings, each one a step toward the stillness your heart craves. But the journey doesn't end here. Stay with us just a moment longer, because how you end your day might be the most sacred principles of all. In the final moments, we'll offer a practice to help you turn these insights into real transformation. Don't miss it. Principles 8. Create mindful environments. The space around you shapes the peace within. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine walking into a space that smells of fresh air. Light spills gently through the window. A single plant leans toward the sun, and their silence is soft, calming silence. That's not just a peaceful room. That's therapy without words. In Buddhism, our outer world reflects our inner state, but it also works in reverse. Clean space, calm mind. When your surroundings are cluttered, noisy, or chaotic, your mind struggles to settle. Even the tiniest mess whispers distractions into your focus. Try this. Clear your table before you meditate, or light a candle before journaling. These small rituals aren't about aesthetics. They're acts of mindfulness. And it's not just about your physical space. It's the mental space you create, too. What are you feeding your senses every day? The news that triggers fear? The scroll that breeds comparison? Or the silence that lets your soul breathe? Every time you choose calm over chaos, nature sounds over notifications, a meaningful book over meaningless noise, you create a sanctuary. Not out there, but in here. Soften your space. Add a plant. Let light in. Declutter just one corner. And most importantly, be mindful of the energy you let in through sound, through screens, through people. Because peace isn't always something you seek far away. Sometimes it's as simple as rearranging your room or switching off your phone. You've now learned how your environment can be your teacher. But what about the inner habits that quietly sabotage your peace without you even realizing? Stick around. In the next principles, we'll reveal the one practice most people ignore, but that every wise monk has mastered. Principles 9. Be the energy you seek. You are the source of positive energy. You walk into a room. No one speaks. But somehow, you feel peace. Why? Because energy doesn't lie. And whether you realize it or not, you carry a frequent savory moment. Every word, every thought. Instead of chasing positivity from the outside, what if you become it? In Buddhism, we cultivate 3 powerful inner qualities: loving kindness, mindfulness, and gratitude. They are not decorations. They are your true power source. Start your day with one loving thought. Pause to breathe before you react. Whisper thank you, even when things go wrong. Each of these acts sends ripples through your energy field, and others feel it. You don't need to be loud to be radiant. You just need to be aligned. Imagine this. If you're the sun, you don't go around chasing flowers. You just shine, and the flowers turn toward you. The same goes for your life. You attract what you embody. So instead of waiting for peace, kindness, or joy, be it. Radiate it, and you'll be amazed how life responds in return. Conclusion: the power from within. Peace is not found in escaping the storm. It's found in learning to stand still within it. You don't need a perfect life to feel calm. You only need a steady breath and a clear mind. These 9 Buddhist principles are not just ideas. They are inner tools to come home to yourself. Each one, a gentle reminder. You have the power to choose peace again and again. As you walk this path, reactions become reflections. Struggles become teachings. And your presence becomes your greatest gift. So if today feels overwhelming, just pause. Breathe. Come back to yourself. Because everything you're searching for is already within you. Among the 9 Buddhist principles, which one spoke to your heart the most? Leave a comment and let me know. You never know. Someone out there might feel the same way, and your voice could be the light that guides them too. And if this message brought you calm, please share it forward. So together, we can spread peace, one soul at a time.